my name is Sabria Smith, and I am the director of the Rescue 100 program. If you're not familiar with our program, it is the faith-based initiative within the Mississippi Department of Child Protection Services, and we recruit, train, and support foster families through church engagement all across the state. And today I am here with Mike McIntyre, and we're just going to talk a little bit about him and his experience as a foster parent. So Mike, you're a single guy. You have a real estate business and a couple of restaurants here in the Jackson area.
Right.
So tell me, how did you come to the decision of fostering, and what made you say, yeah, I've got time to take on some kids too?
You know, Sabria, I was getting close to 40, and I realized that I was, if God allows, I was halfway there. And I was reading one day in Esther 2:7. It said Hadassah was without father and mother. She was lovely and beautiful to look at. Mordecai took her as his own, and the light bulb just went off in my head, and I was like, if Mordecai can do this, I can do this. And so, I've had some success in businesses and stuff like that, but nothing that was eternal, and nothing that was going to, if I'm lucky, one, maybe two generations past me will remember me when I'm dead and gone. And so it was just an opportunity to help change someone else's life.
Well, tell me what type of kids you have experience fostering.
I'm still single, so my focus would just be boys only for obvious reasons, and teenage boys. I know that they're sometimes hard to place, and my hours kind of vary depending on what I'm focused on that day, and so it wouldn't make sense for me to have a 6-month-old in daycare and things like that. And so the boys that I've been privileged to help, they're somewhat self-efficient. They know how to put a microwave pizza in if I'm not home yet or something like that, but they kind of work with me some. It's just been a good opportunity to introduce them into like the business world. We go to church together, we read the Bible together, and it's just a good age to try to help get them focused on graduating high school, going to college, or whatever comes for them after high school. Hopefully it would be college, but whether it's a trade or whether it's military. I've got one that's interested in the military, so we're just trying to get him in line for that.
I often say in orientations, and when I'm talking to people, when you're at that age, that's when you're kind of making decisions that can have lasting consequences, right?
Absolutely.
And if you don't have someone that you can depend on who's going to be there unconditionally, who's going to love these kids through the anger, through the hurt, through the pain, then you probably have heard the statistics of kids who age out of foster care. We're talking about increased rates of domestic violence, drug abuse, human trafficking, incarceration. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. So you're really making a significant difference in the life of somebody else.
Absolutely. It's a good time to come around them. It's not too late. There's a lot of poor decisions that have led up to us meeting, but it's not too late to come along beside them and show them that grades are important, school is important, graduating to school is important. A lot of them have never had that leadership role, especially the male role in the house, and so it's just a good opportunity to do our best to focus them, get them focused, and hopefully stay on the right track, to let them know that, hey, it's not too late for you. You are loved, and it's been up and down. There's been some really good times and some not so good times, but just to say, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I hate that we met under these circumstances, but you're safe here, and this is your home no matter what. And so, I was really surprised that you would still adopt at 18 years old, and so, or that age, because I just figured that would end maybe earlier.
Right.
And so I've got I've adopted 3 boys. We're not biologically related, didn't know each other until they met at my house, but one just turned 15, one turned 17, and one is about to turn 19, and we're still continuing with adoption for all 3. And this will be their home. When they go off to college, this will be their home. When they come home for Christmas or Thanksgiving or summer or spring break or whatever that it is, and this will be their home after that as they figure out their way in the world and what works for them. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been fostering for about 3 years, is that right?
That's right.
Okay, so if you could go back and give yourself, younger self, 3 years ago, some advice when you were filling out that application to foster, what would it be?
To be patient. Things don't work as quickly as I would like in anything. Not to be afraid to ask questions. Sometimes with the boys, they come to you on their own terms when they're ready to talk about their past. Sometimes they just casually mention something and you're like, how did I not know that? There's a lot of trauma that's been going on for 10, 12, 15 years with them. And so I've really learned about the attributes of God, just about being patient, kind. Sometimes I get angry with the stuff that their family does or continues to do, but just to love the boys through that, to be supported, just to take a breath and realize that we're not going to solve all their problems in a day. Sometimes we have the same problem for 3 months in a row or longer, and just to be patient through that.
Do you have anything that you'd like to share with maybe somebody that's out there who's contemplating maybe taking this next step?
Absolutely. The only regret I have is that I didn't do it sooner. Life gets busy and you get caught up with a million different things going on in your world. Everybody has a role to play. God commanded us in His Word to care for the widows and the orphans, and so step it up. Step up to the plate. Do what's right, and to help kids. And then if you can't take them into your home at this time, there's still a role for you. I tell this story often, but there was a good friends from church who they had adopted, but then they weren't taking any more kids in, and they still knew that they had a role to play. And so they came to our house. They filled the freezer with stuff like homemade chicken spaghetti with instructions on top of how to cook it and when to take the foil off. Right. Or they did things like deodorant, Axe body spray, things that teenage boys like. And so they still played a role. Everybody has a role. And so at this point in life, mine is in the house, and I would just encourage anybody to do it. It's worth it. There have been some really good highs with them, and then there's been some lows and some tears shed, but God has a plan, and we just have to step into our role in that plan.
Thank you for taking the time to talk with me and for what you're doing with fostering and adoption.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Mike, if you have any questions or you want some more information on how to be a foster parent, just give us a call or check us out on Facebook. Thanks so much.
Thanks.